city. What? Yeah, some things. And then this is my dbeaver. Okay. So the query that I'm going to discuss for city is just a made-up query or a made-up situation. To achieve this result, we might not need to use city, like 3 city is at least the way that I'm going to do. There might be a simpler way. So take it as a more of an understanding purpose rather than the way of doing it correct way. Okay. So once again, the reason that we are doing it this way is so you can understand city in a proper and a perfect manner. We good?
Yes.
Perfect. So this is the command that by this time everyone will know, which is select star from the table name. Correct? Perfect. So this is the table. I'm not sure, we might have worked with the same table last week too when we discussed our case when statement, in which we decides our HR to human resources and then admin to administrator and something. So this is the same table, and we'll be using the same table to get to our result. Okay. Perfect. Now my requirement is to get one more column here. Okay. That says average salary by department. Okay, I'm not sure if it is visible, the red, because I'm on darker mode, I should have used some other color, but is it visible?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
And now I want these values here. So let's say the admin department. So all the admin departments in this column will have some average salary, basically aggregated value. Same with the HR. Okay, so the HR department's average salary and the same thing. So here is the HR department and here is the HR department. So this average salary and this average salary would be same because one department can have only one average salary. So I want to find average salary for each department, and then I want a column here that basically puts that particular value here in front of every row. Are we clear with the requirement? That's the first question.
Yeah.
Anybody who is not sure with the requirement?
I'm not sure.
Okay. So Tizita, right now our employee table has 4 columns. Okay. These are the 4 columns which we have right now. Now I want 5th column here. Okay. That says average. Escape and Control Z. Yeah. That says average salary, okay, by department. You clear so far?
Yes.
Yeah. Now I want that the value, okay, ultimately this is the column heading. I need some values here. So the value is that I will first find what is the average salary by each department, because I have, I think, 4 or 5 unique departments. One of them is admin, then HR, then IT, then finance. Okay. So this all department will have some average salary, correct?
Yeah.
And then I want this average salary to be basically written in all the records of this table. So we have, I think, 24 records, and I want that average salary to be written 24 times based on what is the value or what is the department here. We clear?
Yep.
Yeah.
Visita, if you are not sure, once again, you can ask me. That's fine. Because if you don't understand the requirement, it is tough to write the query.
That's clear.
Yes, clear. Perfect. Anyone else? And I'm not reading the chat, guys. I can't. So if you have anything important, please raise your hand and let me know. Okay.
Yeah, it's clear.
Yeah, perfect. So let's put some comments and understand that how we can achieve this result. Okay. So the very first job or the very first thing that I have to do is I have to find average salary by department. Is that correct?
Yes.
So the first thing I have to do, forget about the final out. The first thing I have to do is to find out average salary by department. Correct? Who can tell me how can I find average salary by department? And once again, to find average salary by department name, okay, I don't need to use any city. So, or any join, because we are working with the only one table. We are not joining anything. We are not doing any city or something. It is very simple query to find average salary by department. Is there anyone who can help me write down that query?
I can guess it like a select and then put the aggregate function average and then from employee and order by the department name.
Perfect. I would say 50%
Group
correct
by?
answer, but that's fine.
Yeah, that's 100%.
Perfect. 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 So now, first let's understand. Okay, so when I say I want to find average salary by department name, in my output, this is what I want. Okay, so I want two column in which the heading should be here, which is department name, and then I want here average salary. Okay, and then all the departments should be listed here, and all the average salary for that respective department should be written in here. So this is what I am looking for. We clear?
Okay. Yeah, so
Perfect.
I go with like a select department and then comma average salary would be aggregate,
Okay, so department name, comma,
Name, yes.
average aggregate, and then yeah, salary. And from the table name, employee, ordered by,
okay.
group
So let's,
by,
yeah,
group
perfect.
by, yeah,
Group by? Okay,
group by department name.
perfect. So now this query is perfect, but like some people who are not in here or might not have understood, let's see how we get to this point. Okay, so this is very important. The reason I did this whole drawing is just to make you understand one thing. If in my output, if I only need two columns, okay, if you remember the drawing, I only needed two columns. The one was department name and the second was average salary.
Average salary.
Yeah, so if I need two column as my output, the select statement would only contain two names. So that is very important to understand. Okay, so select statement is the one that will decide what will be your output. We clear so far?
Yes.
Perfect. Yeah, then employee. Okay, now whenever you use any aggregation function, okay, so this average here is an aggregation function. We have other aggregation function like sum, mean, max, I'm sorry, count. Okay, if you are using any of these aggregation function, that's the indication that you will have to use group by. Okay, remember, in any time, if your select statement contains a combination of non-aggregated column and a non-aggregated column, that is an indication that you will have to, or you will rather must need group by in your query. We clear?
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you
Yeah.
very much. Thank you.
Perfect. I need someone to volunteer and tell me, out of this select statement, I have two columns. One is aggregated column, one is non-aggregated column. Which is aggregated column and which is non-aggregated column? Just tell me the number. One is aggregated or one is non-aggregated.
One
Yeah.
is non-aggregate
Oh,
and
okay.
two is aggregate.
Perfect. So let me rather, because the people who are speaking are always speaking, so I might ask someone else. Perfect. So I'm just making it full screen so I can see everybody's name in here. And guys, if you are not comfortable, you don't have to. Okay, so you can simply unmute and say no or just don't reply. Perfect, perfect. Uh, uh, Danny, Danny, can you unmute and tell me out of these two columns, which is aggregated and which is not aggregated?
Second one is aggregated. The first one isn't.
Perfect. So yeah, so there is no rocket science, guys. The one that uses aggregation function is aggregated. The one that is not aggregated, like not using any aggregation, is not aggregated. That's the first thing. When you have this combination in your select statement, you have to use group by. So we have figured out that we have to use group by. Okay, now the second question, what goes in group by? That's the second question. Okay, from your select statement, the column that is not aggregated, that is the column that will go in group. In our case, it is department name. Okay. And group by is that simple. Okay. There is nothing else in group by. So two things you have to figure out: when to use, and if you are using it, which column to group by. Okay. And I'm going to run. And now we got this output. Okay. It is exactly the way I wanted. Just this thing. Okay. The heading doesn't really look good. Lilibeth, if you can unmute and tell me, how can I rename this column? I don't want like this. I want the name to look like this. Lilibeth? One? Lilibeth?
Yes.
Yeah, perfect.
As
Where should I put as?
after the group by department name as.
Okay.
And what do you want to change?
And now, you see this column heading, it says average in the bracket salary.
Yeah.
I want to look that column heading like this.
Oh, as average underscore sal.
So you want me to put it in the group? That's fine, that's fine.
Average salary AS.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Here.
Yes.
Perfect. And now if I run it, I will get the output that I basically hope for and good. Now, let's see, I'm going to run the whole script. Okay. And let's see if we get both the things. Okay. So it's employee 1, employee 2. Perfect. I don't need it like this. Let's go to SQL editor and then just 1 second. Toggle your results. Okay. I'm going to close this, and then perfect. So we only, yeah. So now we have, okay. Perfect. So now we have both the results. Okay. If you can see, this is the output of the first query, which says select star from employee. And this is the second table, which is basically the output of the query that we just made by using group by and average salary. Correct? This table, okay, this particular table exists into the database as an employee table. It's the as is. This table does not exist in our database. It is a query output. Are you with me right now so far?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, perfect. Because this does not basically does not exist into the database. I want to use this table. Okay, so once again, I'm going to put a blue border. The second table, which is this one, the output one, as a CTE. Okay, so I'm going to use this particular table as CTE, and then I will join this table with the database table. Who can tell me if I want to join these two tables? First question, can I join? Yes or no? Second question, if I can join, how will I join? And the question goes to Chi Anazardo. I'm sorry if I mispronounce your name. If you can please tell me if I can join these two tables, yes or no. That is only fine. And if you want to give both the answers, which
Yes, you can join it.
how?
Not sure.
Perfect. That's fine. So who wants to take the next question? How can I join?
Enter join with department name.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you, Parth. So Parth says that I can join it using department name. Okay. So if you see this department name and this department name, okay, are the same. So when I say same, it is not about the name. Okay. It is not about the name. So the name could be different, but the values inside the column, that is what that should match. So the admin, finance, HR, IT should match exactly with this value. Okay. So make sure the name of the column doesn't decide that if you can join in or not. The value inside the column, that is what decides whether you will be able to join or not, or whether you will get result. Okay.
Okay.
Perfect. So once again, these are the outputs. So this is our query output number 2. This is our query output number 1. I don't have to keep this anywhere because as it is a database table, I can get it anywhere. But this one, I'm going to store in a CTE. And I'm going to name that CTE as something meaningful rather. Okay, let's see where we can take it to. Let's first understand what is the structure when you write CTE. Okay. Some people also call it with clause. So if you say, do you know how to write with clause? Let's say in an interview, the with clause is just the second name of CTE. So don't worry. Okay, with clause and CTE are the same thing. So let's say with, let's say new employee info, for example. Okay, so this one is our CTE name. Okay, and this could be any name. I can say with X, with Y, with Z, with ABCD, with blah, 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 whatsoever. This name is fully optional, but usually people give it some meaningful name so that a person who is reading your query or later down when you come to your own query, you can understand that this is what it would be doing. So with the thing, it is CTE name as, okay? Then you open the bracket and then you close the bracket. So the structure to write down CTE is with CTE name as, open the bracket, close the bracket. Inside the bracket, your query goes. Okay, so we already know that this is the query that produces the second table for us. So I can simply go here and paste it here. Okay, and I'm going to just format it a little bit so it looks a little bit nice. Okay, and now I'm going to give it name X just so it's shorter right now and you can see the full thing. Okay, perfect. And now this is what our CTE is. Now let's understand that what is this X or what it is holding. Anytime if you want to debug your query, particularly when you are writing multiple CTEs, make sure that CTE should run in itself as the query. So if I select everything within the bracket and if I run it, it should give me some result. Okay, like this. If this thing, the thing that is within the bracket does not work, your whole query is not going to run ever. So that is just a hint. If you are not sure which CTE is creating an issue, make sure you run every query that is within the brackets, run it separately and make sure it is producing some result. That way you can know that which is the portion of the query that is creating issue. We good so far? Any questions, guys? Anyone? Okay. Now, let's see here. Go to the next line and say select star from X. Who can tell me if I run this query? Okay, if I run this query, what is the result that I will get? Let me tell you.
It will select all the columns.
Oindamola Ede, I'm sorry, it's just a little bit tough for me to pronounce. If you can please unmute and let me know. If I run this query, what is the result that I will get? Perfect. Maybe she might. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I'm actually just here for the Python class actually.
No worries. That's fine. That's completely fine. Okay, no worries. Yeah, Philip Okal, if you can tell me, please.
If you run this query, I think you're going to get whatever, you're going to get the department and the average salary and the department name.
Okay, perfect. So I will get exactly the same result. Why? Because this X contains this query. And as we already know, this query, we just ran it and it produces this result. Okay. So I'm going to run it. And now this is X. Sorry. Where did I did mistake? Okay.
Yeah, there.
And I'm going to run it now. Perfect. So now this is what I will get. Okay. So select star from X and that is what is I'm getting. Now if I only want, let's say department name from X, I can say select star, select department name from X. Okay. And if I rerun this, I will only get department. And if I say I only need average salary, for example, okay, then I can say select star, select average salary from X. So now you can consider this X as a database table only. You can do whatever you want with this X. Okay. So for example, let's put star and say select star from X. Okay. And this is going to give error because I didn't select the whole query. Perfect. Now I can do whatever I want in here. So if I say select star from X, where average salary is greater than 4,000. How many records I will get if I execute this now?
3.
3, because
You'll get
this
3.
so admin department's average salary is less than 4,000. So we will basically get rid of this particular record. Okay, and we'll get the remaining 3. And that's it. Okay, and as you can see, or else if I do reverse, less than 4,000, I will only get one department. Okay. So what does it tell? That now this X is exactly like a database table. You can do whatever query that you would do with normal table. The only caveat is that it is not stored anywhere within your database the way your view is stored, right? So when you create a view, it is stored as a database object. CTE is very volatile. When I say very volatile, is if you can see, even if I just simply do this and if I hit run, it will give me an error. Okay, so it says perfect. Yeah, it will give me an error that says no such table X. Okay. Yeah, so it has to run with the with clause. The use of CTE is make the complex query a little bit more readable, more simpler, and sometimes to get the result which is otherwise not possible. And you might be thinking, why don't we create a view with X and then we do this? It is possible, but mostly CTE are used in something that is, let's say if you are doing something for one time, that is what not you are going to do, let's say regularly. Okay, that is where people use CTE more. So is this department and average salary, if you are going to just find once and then once the result is there, you are just going to forward it. and that's not what your frequent job is, there is no point creating database object unnecessarily. Correct? Be good?
Yes.
Perfect. So now I'm going to once again show you both the tables. Okay, so this is select star from X, and then this is select star from employee. Okay, and then I'm going to do this, and let me delete everything before, so I can run it as a script. I'm going to okay. And now this is what the both table is. So this is my X table, and this is my this table. And as we discussed, now we can join these two using department name. Now the point comes. If I want the fifth column here, the fifth column is in which table? Can you tell me, anybody? I wanted average salary here. Where is that?
Employee.
It is in employee.
Employees table.
Employee.
No, it is in X table.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
So this is our X. Okay. This is our X, and this is our employee now. Okay. So our average salary column that I want is in here. So in my end result, I want everything from the employee table, plus I want one column from the X table. We correct?
Yeah.
We will join these two using join. So let's do that. Okay, we good so far. So I'm just going to remove this. And now, rather than saying, okay, let me just put to the next line. Okay, select star from X. I would say select employee dot star. That means I want everything from employee. So if I'm using two table, I can say employee dot star. That means give me everything from employee, comma, average salary. Or I can also do this X dot average salary, just to make sure that this column is coming from X. Okay, from X. Join what? What I am joining X with?
The
With
department name.
employee.
Department name.
No, which
Employee
table?
dot-
See, yeah, condition
Employee
comes.
dot
Yeah,
Join
so if,
employee.
okay, so the first is table. Okay, so when I say from table, join table.
Table.
Now I will specify the condition on. Okay, employee dot department name
Name.
equals X
X.
dot department
Equal to X
department
into
name.
department name.
Okay, and now if I run
Name.
this whole query, we should be getting the result the way we wanted. Okay, now this is the employee table, and this column is coming from our X table. But now you see, every time the department name is repeated, the value will be repeated. Okay, so for example, this HR and this HR should have the same value, as you can see, as an average salary. Okay. Now I want to sort this table according to department name. So I want it ABCD wise. Okay, so A comes first, then B, then C. What should I do?
Order by.
Order by department name.
Perfect. Okay, so order by department name. And then I want ascending. So if I not specify, by default it is ascending. So I'm going to keep it. And now you can see every admin is here, then finance, then HR, then IT. And now you can see their average salary like this. Okay. I want to arrange it by average salary. So the department that is having highest average salary comes first, and the department that is having lowest average salary comes last. What should I do?
So order by average salary.
That's it.
And it's ascending.
Okay, so ascending puts the lowest value first. I want reverse.
Oh, descending.
Descending. Mhm.
Perfect, and let's hit run. Okay, and then you can see average salary is highest. Sorry, maybe I have to do the whole select thing. So you can run, and then the average salary highest there, and then the lowest salary is down. We good? Perfect.
Mhm.
Let's take it to the next step. Okay, rather than doing this, okay, I'm just quickly going to change it little bit so that it makes little bit more sense to you. Now I'm going to create a second CTE. Okay, to create second CTE with one with clause. Okay, so we only have one with clause. Okay, and I'm creating the second CTE. How can I do that? So once the bracket is finished, I will put comma, and then I will say second CTE name. Let's put it Y as. So only with is the one that doesn't get repeated when you are doing a second CTE with one with clause. We clear?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
So Y as, once again, the process is similar. You open the bracket, close the bracket. Within the bracket, you put your query. Okay, so select star from employee. And once again, this takes me back to the original thing, that this is not how we are supposed to do it, but I'm just doing it so you can understand nested cities. Okay, now if I do select star from Y, what will I get?
The original employee table.
Perfect. Anybody agrees with Parth? He
So
said
it will be like first 5 columns, first 4 columns. Average
Yeah.
will be there.
Basically the whole employee table. That's what you mean, right?
Yes.
Zilur, you want to speak something?
No, yeah, whole employee table you got.
Whole
it.
employee table.
I'm
Because,
sorry.
yeah, so
In
once
between
again,
that.
if you see what is there in Y only contains the information which is within this bracket. So within this bracket, we have this query. And this query that returns the whole employee table. That's it. Okay, so now I'm going to run it and you will get the whole employee table. But now let's modify this query. So now we have two CTE with us. One is X and one is Y. We good?
Yeah.
Perfect. Let's modify it. Okay, and let's say I want Y dot star because Y contains every column. Okay, and then so earlier I did employee dot star. It is exactly the same thing because now I've stored all the employee information in YCT just so that you can make or understand nested CTE. Okay, so select Y dot star, comma, X dot average salary from Y, join X on Y dot department name equals X dot department name. Okay, it is exactly the same thing. It's just we have included one more CTE here and named it Y, and wherever it was employee, I've replaced it with Y and nothing else. Okay, and it should give us exactly the same result. Okay, as you can see, 5 column. Now this is Y and this is our X, as we did. Let's take it to step further. Okay, one more CTE. Okay, let's see how we can do it. And this is, if you are clear till here, it will solve all your exercise until 7 point something, because that is exercise 7 is the one in which you are about to, or basically you are asked to make 3 cities with 2 with clause. It can be done without 3 cities though, but yeah, if you want to take the same approach, this is how you will do it. Now, I'm sorry guys, I'm so sorry. I know it's so irritating.
No, it's all good. We are glad that you are here still.
Just give me 1 second, okay? I'm going to.
And give it.
Thank you so much for understanding. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this whole query and just put it aside little bit. And now let's make another city. So I would say with Z as, okay? Open the bracket and close the bracket. Why didn't close it? Perfect. Now, who can tell me if I do select star from Z, what will I get?
Everything.
Nothing.
Everything.
How many
So-
columns? Oh, forget about everything.
It
How
will
many
be
columns?
5 columns.
Five
columns.
columns.
Perfect. Because when you say
Well-
with Z, what Z contains? Z contains everything within these brackets. Okay.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
that means if I run this query separately, it should give me some result. Okay. And then only this Z will work. So once again, if within the brackets, if something doesn't work, make sure you just first check that. Okay. Now let's do something with Z. I only want to see, okay, I only want to see the employees whose salary is more than 7,500. Okay, so my requirement is from this Z table, only employees, whose salary is greater than 7,500. What I can do, and this time I'll take name, okay? Leah, I'm sorry, I know I messed your name again, Leah.
Select.
So I've already selected everything. So now I want this Z, from this Z table, I want to filter the result for only people whose salary is greater than 7,500.
Oh, from Z where salary is, what did you say? Greater than 7.5.
Perfect. See, you guys are becoming really, really good at SQL. Amazing. Okay, and that is how it is. So now I won't have any salary. Now let me do something with Z so that we lose some information. Okay, so what I want to lose this salary column. I don't want salary column. So I would say, okay, so now imagine this is also one of the requirement. You might have to modify your city according to your requirement. So now my question is, out of these 5 columns, I don't want this column into my output. Where should I do the change? That's the first question.
In CTE with X.
Okay, once again, I don't need salary column. Do my X contains salary column?
No.
No.
X
No,
only
Y.
has 2.
Table Y.
Yeah.
Where
Why?
your y dot star?
So here,
Yeah.
Yes.
perfect. So I would say y dot star rather than y dot star. I only need employee ID. Okay. Then employee
Name.
employee name, and then department name. Okay, I'm doing one mistake once again by intention, so you can get or understand that error. Okay,
You
I'm
did
going to
not
run
add
it. Yeah. Okay.
the
Perfect. And this is
table.
the error that you will get, which is ambiguous column name, department name. Okay. Why does it give you this error? So that means that the column exists, but SQL is not sure the department name should come from X or should come from Y, because X also has department name, Y also has department name. So I have to tell either X or Y. Doesn't really matter because we are doing inner join. I can specify anything. Okay. And now if I run it, it should give me exactly these 4 columns. Correct? Now, I want to bring the salary information, which is already there in this table. Okay, so select star from employee. Once again, not a good way because I've removed it once and I'm adding it back. but that is how I can make you understand the nested CP. I have this salary column and I have this Z table that you already know contains 4 columns. This is good question. Which column I will use to join this Z with employee? Hima Acharya. So this Z column has these 4 columns. This Z table has these 4 columns, which is employee ID, employee name, department name, and average salary. And our employee table has these 4 columns. How can I join Z and employee?
Group by.
How I can join? So when I say join, which column I will use to join? That's what I meant.
X column.
So we have 4 columns, Hima, which is employee ID, employee name, department name, and average salary. Out of these 4 columns, which column I can use to join these 2 tables?
It's employee ID.
Okay. Why employee ID? Who said employee ID and why employee ID? Because I think I can join it using department name as well, or employee name as
because
well.
all 3 are common here. So we can do any of these 3.
No.
No.
Perfect. Okay, whoever said
It
no,
should
no.
be unique.
Yeah, it
Distinct
should be
values.
unique. It
Because
should be unique.
every employee ID is different and every employee name is different.
Yeah, so there might be chance that we have employee name repeated, but usually employee ID is not repeated. So whichever column you use or basically use to join the table, it has to be unique, at least in one table. Okay?
Yes.
If the second table gets repeated, it is fine. But if you see here, the department name gets repeated in both the table multiple times. Okay? So we will use employee ID. So I can say select star from Z, and I want this time Z dot star E dot salary. Okay. And then I can say from Z join employee, and I'm going to give it alias E on E dot employee ID equals
Z dot.
Z dot employee
ID.
Okay. And then if I run it, okay, hope it doesn't throw an error. I'll get my salary column black. Once again, let me first of all stop sharing this, stop recording.